Okay, so Ricky Stanicky has now dropped on Prime. And yeah, I was very curious about this one, right? It's the new film from Peter Farrelly, who co-wrote it with Jeffrey Bushell, Brian Jarvis, James Lee Freeman, Pete Jones, and Mike Cerrone. I mean, that's a lot of friggin' people writing. Whenever I see that many people writing a script, I do wonder, you know. The film is produced by Forsten Schumacher, John Jacobs, Michael DeLuca, Paul Curry. It's executive produced by Dominic Benventure, Gianni Benventure, Jeffrey Bushell, right? Mark S. Fisher, Jackie Fletcher, Wayne Mark Godfrey, Patrick Joston, Walter Joston, Georgina Marquez, Jeff Okin, right? Jonathan Lynch Stoughton, Zach Unterman, and Levi Woodard. It is co-produced by J.B. Rogers and Mario Bianacchi, right? Harrison Frick, line produced by Catherine Cardaris. Right, Dave Palmer handled the music, John Brawley cinematography, while Patrick J. Don Vito edits the piece. Kate Leonard, Rick Montgomery, and Alison Telford handled the casting. Gary Mackey was production design. Art direction is Ben Barber, Adrian Dalton, and Kate Saunders. Set decoration is Aneki Bofa. Catherine Milleen handled costume design with Chrissy Zemura, Chiara Tripodi, Zeljeka Stanton, Nicole Schippoliti, Brooke Pearson, Lee Norris, Elena Cavazana, and Andrew Kadzau handle hair and makeup. So our cast, right? We have got Dean is played by Zac Efron, right? We've got JT played by Andrew Santino, and Wes played by Jermaine Fowler. So that's three friends, right? The young version of Dean is played by Riley Stiles. Young version of JT is Oscar Wilson, and the young Wes is Gaius Nolan. We then have Erin, right, played by Lee Scott Davis. There's Susan, played by Anja Savic. Right. Leona, played by Heather Mitchell. Right. We got Keith, played by Daniel Monks. Right. There's also Rick Stanicky, played by John Cena. Right. We've got Mrs. Levine, played by Deborah Lawrence. We have got Rabbi Greenberg, played by Jeff Ross. There's Summer Hayes, played by William H. Macy. Miriam Summer Hayes, played by Jane Badler. Carly, played by Apple Farrelly. Mimi Jacobs, played by Marta Kazamarak. Ginny Hoffman, played by Francesca Walters. right? There's Gary Poisner, played by Jackson Tozer. Philip, played by Ryan Shelton. Carol Woski, played by Harrison Fick. Peterson, played by Sean Gilder. Billings, played by Jim Nobelek. Um, do, 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 do. Smiley, played by Kieran Rayleigh. Emily Irene Bishop, played by Emily Irene Bishop. Charlie Livy, played by Charlie Livy. Who else do we have? The World River Executives, right? Played by Ruben Francis, Kate Lister, Zen Gesner, and Belinda Aikens. All right. So, the gist of the story is this: when three childhood best friends pull a prank that goes wrong, they invent the imaginary Ricky Stanicky to get them out of trouble. 20 years after creating this friend, Dean, JT, and Wes still use the non-existent Ricky as a handy alibi for their immature behavior. When their spouses and partners get suspicious and demand to finally meet the fabled Mr. Stanicky, the guilty trio decide to hire washed-up actor and raunchy celebrity impersonator Rock Hard Rod to bring him to life. But when Rod takes his role of a lifetime too far, they begin to wish they'd never invented Ricky in the first place. So, yeah, that's it, right? So, with a film like this, you are definitely like, there's so many possibilities, right? So many possibilities, like I will say because we start off with them as kids, right? And it's Halloween. They pull a prank that goes horribly wrong. So to get away with it, they write a name in a jacket. Because when you were kids back in the day, like your parents put your name in all your shit, right? There'd be a name tag, right? In everything. And so they write Ricky Stanicky. They make up this name. And I mean, the excuses that are made to justify it by the people that find the jacket are a stretch. It's kind of crazy, right? But they get away with it. And as I said, like they then use this. But the thing is, it's not used in the way you would like. If they want to go to a concert, they'd be like, oh, Ricky needs to meet us because of blah, blah, blah. So they've been doing this for years. But it is a little bit, how the fuck have you got away with not introducing him to your significant others? Because, like, JT's married, right? So you would think, why isn't he at the wedding? Right? Why isn't he at the bachelor? Like, there's so many occasions where you'd expect him to be at. So it'd be weird. Like, it would be so weird. And people would ask questions, but they haven't. They haven't asked questions. So, yeah, things happen. And they asked to have Ricky turn up for the bris, right? Which is when a Jewish kid is circumcised, right? I don't know why that's a party, right? I don't know why that's a gathering. I'm not going to a fucking bris. Someone's like, yo, yeah, my son's having a bris. We wanted to know if you wanted to come. I'd be like, fuck no. You mad? Right? What the fuck is this? I ain't going. But yeah, so as I said, they hire Rod. Now, when we do meet Rod, it's kind of amusing, You know, he's doing songs um that are mm, yeah, I mean, you will work it out. I mean, Weird Al Yankovic might be one of the best lines of the film, which does say a lot, right? That says a lot. If that's the best line of the film, because it doesn't hit you with the laughs that you are hoping for, right? When I think about this film, I'm expecting something along the lines of Big Daddy, right? 51st Dates, School Days. Those, I love those films. Man, I laugh so hard watching those films, right? That's what I'm expecting, but they don't ever really go that far. They don't hit that hard, right? The biggest thing is air fisting. I think that's double fisted. I don't know, but that whatever you know, that's the biggest thing, right? And it's just not. It's not that funny, right? It just doesn't come with the laughs you hope, right? It doesn't come with the laughs you hope because, like, although the idea has got legs, it's got to be delivered in a way where it makes sense, right? And it's so out there that you'd be like, oh shit, right? If it doesn't make sense, it's got to be so funny. You're just like, okay, whatever. And it's not. Unfortunately, it's just not. Andrew Santino is a hilarious comedian. And it's just, he doesn't have any good material. Jeffrey Ross, funny comedian, not really any funny material, right? Even though his rabbi is also a stand-up, which is like, you know what I mean? So it's just, yeah, it's the script's horrible. John Cena is the standout. John Cena is definitely the stand. He's throwing himself into this role, right? To deliver Rock Hard Rod. He's really going for it. Now, when he becomes Ricky, it's a little bit more pared down, but yes, Cena is probably I feel the standout of the film. The wives don't really get any play. There's no, I mean, everyone's two-dimensional, but the wives are, I mean, there's not even a dimension with them, you know, which is a shame. It's very disappointing. And it's it's one of them films where I mean, you know what's going to happen, right? You know exactly where it's going, and you know what the ending is going to be, but the ending makes no sense, right? The ending makes no sense because you have people do a thing that is just bad, right? It's bad. You can't justify it. So how do you get a happy ending from that? Like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it could work if it was so silly, if it was so outrageous, but it's not. It's really not. And I don't know if they're doing it because, everyone doesn't want to be too offensive. Be like, oh, you can't say that. Those people are gonna be too. I don't know if that killed it. I don't know, but we haven't had a lot of great comedies for a while. Like the last few great comedies, like films that were funny, like really fun. Like, I mean, You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah was funny. Are You There? God, It's Me, It's Margaret was funny. Those were funny, but they were like, we haven't had anything like Tropic Thunder, right? There's been nothing like Tropic Thunder, you know what I mean? Which I mean, boom. Yeah, I forgot last week. Girls, no. Oh, what was it called? Joyride. Joyride, I will say, was the most recent interpretation of a straight up funny as shit comedy. Right? That's the last one we had. And when you think about it, there's not been a whole lot. Like Sex Positive was funny, but they're very few and far between. And it just seems that Ricky Stanicky should have been that. Should have been that. But it just doesn't deliver. It doesn't even fall short. Right? It's if this was a long jump, right? They've trodden into the plasticine, right? It's a no jump. That's what this is, a no jump, people, right? Which is a shame because we have a good cast. We do have a good cast. But I guess, right? If you, I mean, I hated Wedding Crashers, to be honest with you. So I might say if you liked Wedding Crashers, but also if you like stuff like Upgraded, you know what I mean? If that you thought that was funny, if you what other kind of which other supposed comedies have we had of late that I just did not like? um ooh, okay, what have we had? Oh, that dog one on Netflix, Puppy Love. Yes. So if you like Puppy Love, if you like Spinster, if you liked God, I just forgot what I just said. But anyway, Upgraded. Yes. If you like those films, then I think Ricky Stanicky might work for you. I mean, if you like Coming to America too, Ricky Stanicky might work for you. It's probably better than Coming to America too. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the barometer here. Like, I'm disappointed, but yeah, you might like it. It's on Prime, so yeah, go at it, people.